time, so I just wanted us to jump to this little handout that I gave you all. It's some excerpts from Beckett's Waiting for Godot. I think this book is perfect to examine what Sedgwick is saying, just because what we have in this book, as the pivotal focus, we have this relationship between these two men and a woman. And they have this strong bond, this strong friendship, homosocial one. And I think it's like the perfect thing. Oh, I gave it away. I was supposed to ask you all if you all knew what play it was. Alright, so it's been forgotten. Alright, okay. So, can I have two readers, please? Thank you, Tanya. Thank you. Alright, so, Vladimir? I'll read the directions feebly. Alright. Estragon sits down on the mound. Vladimir paces agitatedly to and fro, halting from time to time to gaze into distance off. Estragon falls asleep. Vladimir halts finally before Estragon.
Go, 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 go. Go, go.
Estragon wakes with a start. Estragon restored to the horror of his situation.
I was asleep.
Despairingly.
Why will you never let me sleep?
I felt lonely.
I had a dream.
Don't tell me.
I dreamt that
Don't tell me.
Gesture towards the universe.
this one is enough for you.
Silence.
It's not nice of you, Dee. Who am I to tell my private nightmares to, if I can't tell them to you?
Let them remain private. You know I can't bear that.
Coldly.
There are times when I wonder if it wouldn't be better for us to park.
I wouldn't go far.
Alright. What do you all think of this?
Can I just say that's the gayest nicknames
Is the gayest? Okay. Why is it the gayest? Is it the fact that they have nicknames for one another the gayest?
And not just that they have nicknames.
Didi?
Really?
Okay.
Just have kind of gay.
Yeah, but it's
Horse,
horse, dog, homie.
Didi. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So we have here. Now I scribbled on mine. Because I was really trying to apply all that Sedgwick is saying and all that we've talked about before to what is happening here and to really examine it from that homosocial point of view. Now, one of the major things that I think from that homosocial perspective is what we see here is the fact that, I know we were talking about this in the last, was it the last lecture? Some lecture, we were speaking about it, where Dr. Maharaj was questioning, talking to us about this universal, this, can I take it? Okay. About this universal desire to want to communicate, to want an other, to want to be heard. And we kind of see this happening in this little excerpt here, where we have Vladimir waking Estragon from his sleep. And he wakes him from his sleep because he says he felt lonely. Alright, so there's a kind of need in Vladimir to have the company of Estragon to kind of curb this loneliness. But then Estragon tries to communicate with Vladimir and tell him that he had a dream. But Vladimir seems to be, he doesn't want to hear that. And I think that what Sedgwick would probably say is that this is homophobia or homosocial panic in its highest degree, because he is terrified, if I could use that word, that by communicating, by sharing this experience, because if he allows Estragon to tell him about this dream that he had, that will take them into this kind of intimate kind of a thing, where they kind of share this experience together. And that sharing of that experience would imply something or mean something about their relationship. So it could be a kind of homosexual panic that he shuts out Estragon and he doesn't want to hear him. He says, you know, I can't bear that. Alright, so that's one way of looking at it. And then there's this need in each other. It's like they need each other. I was reading a critic, because I did a little bit of research on the play, and I was reading a critic who said that they could compare the relationship to a marriage. I think I put a slide? Yes, I did. So is the comedy of the married couple, deeply conscious of each other's weaknesses, but bound indissolubly by need, custom, and mysteriously even love. And the two things that really stood out to me, and I had question marks over my head about, was his use of the word bound and the use of the word mysteriously. Now, if I was Sedgwick, I would say, why does it have to be mysteriously? Why can't they just have a homosocial relationship? Why does their love have to be a mysterious kind of love? So clearly, Cronin, if I pronounce that correctly, is taking a very heterosexual kind of stance, because he's saying that their love has to be this mysterious love. And then there's that very provocative word bound, each other's weaknesses, but bound, almost as if there's this need, this dependence on one another. So it speaks to the length and the depth and the breadth of this relationship, of this close bond, that this homosocial bond that they do have. All right. One should not assume that Vladimir and Estragon have a sexual relationship. This is homosociality, the argument of homosociality speaking. As the way they relate to one another is formed by a continuum exclusive of both homosexuality and homosociality. So they exist on the same continuum. We cannot assume that because they have nicknames for one another and they engage in this kind of a discourse that they have a homosexual relationship. Now we can interrogate the idea, we can certainly question and interrogate the idea, but we can never know for sure whether that is the case or not, because at the end of the day, their bonds, how they share and experience one another, is on this continuum where both homosociality and homosexuality exist. So how can we ever really? Alright? Because male friendship and male sexual relationships exist on the same continuum, all signs of male affection become suspect, and other outlets of affection are necessitated by this problematization. Cedric again. Alright, so there are three here on this little thing. I just wanted to look at the second one because this one, I love this one. So, if I can have my two readers just for time, so again I'll do the directions. Gently.
You wanted to speak to me?
Silence. Estragon takes a step forward.
You have something to say to me?
Silence. Another step forward.
Didi.
Without turning.
I have nothing to say to you.
Step forward.
You're angry?
Silence. Step forward.
Forgive me.
Silence. Step forward. Estragon lays his hand on Vladimir's shoulder.
Come, Didi.
Silence.
Give me your hand.
Vladimir half turns.
Embrace me.
Vladimir stiffens.
Don't be stubborn.
Vladimir softens. They embrace. Estragon recoils.
You stink of garlic.
It's for the kidneys.
Silence. Estragon looks attentively at the tree.
What do we do now?
Wait.
Alright. So there's a kind of... Don't turn, we're going to talk about this one. Alright, so this is very interesting. They have a kind of conflict going on here, right? Where Estragon wants, he's constantly, I built a note up on this constantly, just step by step moving towards Vladimir very cautiously.
That is very kind of
Homosexual. It's flirtatious.
Do this thing, I mean, you are overdoing this thing. You have to take it in context,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
These are two of them alone in the
Yes.
world.
Alright, so again, if I was Sedgwick, what I would probably say to this, we noticed that they sort of they have a little complication going on here, right? Estragon wants to embrace him, but Vladimir doesn't want to embrace him. But then they eventually end up embracing because Vladimir softens and he allows Estragon to embrace him. What do we think that this kind of says about their relationship? From a homosocial point of view. Anybody think they could do like a kind of homosocial reading of this? Nobody? Do y'all think that, this is speculation, and the speculation is not the best in literary theory, but it's speculation. Do y'all think that in some ways, on some level, that the fight is kind of necessary as a reason or mechanism, as a reason for them to embrace? What do y'all think about
What
that?
about seeing one of them as having a very high level of panic?
Which would be, well, I think they alternate because I think, yeah, I think they alternate, but more so, I think Vladimir would have more of that more that panic.
Because he's more aggressive than the first one, that's why I say that? He's a little
Because
aggressive.
in the first one he